Alright, welcome. We are back for Operation Blinding Crown. It's a small UFO splashdown in India. We're going in with the same squad loadout we've been going for the last couple of missions, actually, funnily enough, which is Rocketeer, Gunner, Infantry, Scout, Assault, and 2 rookies to level them up. We've got mostly flashbangs spread across the squad, except for an HE on, I believe it is one of the rookies. Apart from that, I might have forgotten to bring a battle scanner, but with our Rocketeer in tow, I think we'll be okay against Seekers. So let's touch down and let's take a look.
Come in, HQ. Big Sky has reached the outer marker. Approaching the crash site now. Strike team is awaiting your orders.
Affirmative, Big Sky. Strike 1 is free to engage hostile targets at the crash site.
Alright, so it's a UFO crash landing, nothing too complex or crazy for this one. I don't remember this map incredibly well, but from what I do remember of it, you've got some decent cover in this starting area, but then between this position and the UFO, which is quite close, you've got a no man's land of no cover, and the doorway's on the left side, so you don't want to assault from this side. I do believe there is some decent rock and tree cover to the left here, so we're going to take our squad, probably actually move through this half cover, and then bound around to the left. Ideally, we want to come in and assault from the left, do a classic door breach to kill the outsider through this doorway. Hopefully, we'll hit any contact on the left before having to deal with it and the outsider at the same time. You don't want to deal with the outsider at the same time as you've got other pods active on the map. This cover in particular bears mention. This cover in particular, it's only half in most places, but you have got some heavy cover here, heavy cover here, heavy cover here. And more importantly, you've got corner cover, which means you've got lots of nice spots where you can stop being flanked if you get that nasty floater pod on one of your flanks that's got high mobility, drones, etc. You've got options to stop yourself from being flanked from either side if you're in a two-pronged fight. Additionally, it's got good fallback positions, so we don't get caught out if there's a muton pod. We can move back, we have that option, instead of just being forced to hunker because we can't dash once we've moved in. So, we've got some decent options here, I think. Depending on whether we hit contact or not in this first part will define how the rest of the fight will go. But there's no point theory crafting it out. It's a UFO map. They're not too crazily complex. So let's go out and let's have a walk in the woods and let's see what actually happens. Your squad again for this mission, of course. The wonderful bullet wizard Merlin, Lance Corporal Cell, Gunner, Corporal Shotzi Drake, Assault, Lance Corporal DSM, that is our scout, Rookie PTT, or Patate, which is, sorry, it's not Rookie, it's PFC in Long War, PFC Instinct, and Lance Corporal Renzol. No engineer, no sniper, no medic, so we're relying on the rocket to carry us out of any horribly explosive situations. But with that said, let's start the move off with Drake in this direction.
Heading out.
I'd rather have someone who can run and gun to get out of that situation, if there's a pod activation, and then everyone else can follow up behind.
On the move. Moving.
Aye, aye, Commander.
In Beagle.
We'll take care to just have Rocketeer in position. Always helps to have your Rocketeer ready to fire. Meld on the right. I did have a look before and I noticed that we've got 2 meld canisters on the right here. I thought about rushing for them, taking this right side, but like I said in the initial bit, I feel like you get stuck here with not enough cover to make an actual assault. So I don't think it's worth rushing for the meld in that sense. I think you'll just get stuck in a horrible activation there. I'd rather stick to what I know, which I think is going to be this cover here.
Moving to position. Enemies in sight.
Alright, we got a couple of sectoids. Let's hope it stays at a couple of sectoids, because Drake will be more than happy to deal with them. And sell. Okay, let's hit that. Alright, so they always like to shoot a suppressor, so I'm going to put my suppressor in the best cover I can see. I want a good spot for Merlin next. Half cover is all I've got, so that's fine. And without activating anything else this turn, we should be okay against these little sectoids. More than okay. I'm gonna take a risk moving up to this cover. My guys can't quite make it into good, effective cover with all these spots about to be taken up, so I want to make sure I'm getting ground with my shotgunners at least.
Aye, aye, Commander.
My rookies can sit here, that's fine. And even my Rocketeer here can move up and prep a rocket for any potential mutons we activate next turn. Obviously, I'm worried about the mutons on this one. Now, the psychic is real and it will happen. My scout has moved far up, but they are in heavy cover, so they should be alright there. I can move... I can actually just hunker my assault here. And then if they come any closer to try and hit me, I've got a wall of Overwatch waiting for them. And we can make some more safe moves next round. Here comes that lovely running move from the sectoid to assault us. And it is a very bad move from them indeed. Cell is becoming a little bit of a veteran at this point. Has no issue cutting that sectoid down. But this one doesn't trigger the back guys, that's fine. So we're up against some sectoid Overwatch now. If we move up too far, we're going to activate the outsider. We don't want that yet. So instead we want to move to the left. What are my options here once I make that move? I've got a flush. I've got a lot of people who can move up here and overwatch that little sectoid actually. Don't quite have Opportunist on Merlin, which means this isn't the best thing I could do with her. But instead what I can do here is suppress, then move left. And indeed, I think that's what I'll do. So I'll suppress.
Aye, aye.
I'm going to make a semi-aggressive move left. I'm not going to move quite all the way up. I don't want to go looking for pods to activate, but I do want to start making headway.
Heading to that location.
No pods yet. That's good for me. And now we'll take, let's see, another rookie to move up behind where that assault has cleared ground for us. And Merlin is going to show us her bullet wizardry right now. Oh, nice job, Merlin. Should have trusted you. I should have taken that shot before I even bothered suppressing. That was good.
I'm on it, Commander.
So Merlin's free to reload at this point, even if I want.
I'm on it, Commander.
And everybody else can keep moving on the left. I may as well reload Merlin. Renzol, you can keep prepping that rocket, and that first pod is dealt with incredibly quickly.
Eyes peeled, Commander.
Nah, just in case.
Affirmative, covering.
No point having a ballistic pistol on Overwatch, it's never gonna hit anything.
It just got hot here.
So now we got some Seekers on the left. So as pods go, having solo 2 sectoids and then a solo Seeker pod is pretty good. Solo Seekers are incredibly fucking, excuse my French, easy to deal with. What is that shit over my head there? Oh, they're doing that thing where they get free moves. What is this shit? It keeps happening.
I'm being flanked.
Can you not put fucking Pete in the sickbay on his first mission? Because you're not supposed to be able to do that. Okay, this happened last mission, it's happening again. I know, it's some kind of bug that I've seen happen quite often.
Okay.
Sometimes Seekers just get a move. I've seen it happen with a lot of aliens, actually. I didn't actually bring a battle scanner on this one, I don't think.
Can't kill him if you don't hit him.
Yeah, no battle scanner, so I'm just gonna have to make sure that Pete has good cover against the remaining Seeker and that we have a lot of Overwatch against it. But Drake can run up here
Heading to that location.
and get a close encounter shot against this Seeker. But sorry, as I was saying before all that, it is usually good to get Seekers on their own, because usually they're very easy to deal with by themselves. But in this case, that little Seeker was just being a huge bitch about things and decided to cheat. But sometimes, I guess sometimes you have to expect that from the AI.
Got it covered.
Sometimes they just get sick of losing.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Alright, so what we're going to do here is prep an Overwatch for
I've got my eyes on.
that next Seeker to reveal itself. And just believe in our troops being able to take this one down before he strangles anyone.
Cover my flank.
And that's not going to be an issue. I can't tell who got that one. I can't tell if that was Renzol or who the hell, but that one is dead. Now we've already lost a meld here. You can see we would have had to probably dash into outsider to get that meld canister, which is a little annoying. But with 2 pods down now, we can probably get a little more aggressive into just moving into the UFO. And as you can see here, this is what I was talking about now that the fog's revealed. There's just no cover here to sit on. If you take pod contact right or left, you've got no legs to stand on here, whereas there's much more cover here to the left. And of course, with the doorway, you can actually make a proper breach of the outsider. Here, it's one of those economic breaches where you're just making the best of what you've got. But with that said, I feel pretty comfortable moving at a greater rate now, with those pods dealt with. Quite commonly, 2 pods is all you'll face on a small UFO.
Aye, aye, Commander.
So I feel pretty confident at this point to just move it up. Even with poor little Potato quite wounded.
On the move.
Poor little gal. She's having an interesting
there
first
now.
mission.
Bin unterwegs.
But hey, she didn't panic. She's a tough little gal, so that's good for me. I did not want to dash. That is classic elevation at its finest. Classic Beagle not paying enough attention at its finest also.
Locked and loaded. Let's rock.
We're green to go.
We're green to go. Recargado.
Alright. I have this weird tick in the back of my head like there's another Seeker that I forgot to deal with. No, I killed all of them, that's right. One of them died immediately. I get these weird ticks in my head like I've made a huge mistake sometimes. Anyway, let's keep advancing on that doorway on the left. I don't want to go over this ramp. What should I do here? I've got flashbangs. If I go all the way around, I'm liable to lose that rear meld canister. And I do have suppression to deal with the outsider. The doorway is the safest breach possible, but with both of the pods dealt with, if I go a little bit harder, I might be able to get some meld out of it. If I take the long way, I'm probably not going to get any meld at all.
We'll go.
So I should probably curb my caution at this point.
Aye, aye, Commander.
And actually use my XCOM issued
Roger,
pair
tracking.
to actually get some resources out of this mission instead.
Andando. On the move. Okay.
I think Long War more than vanilla rewards you for actually
It's killing time.
playing a bit more aggressively.
Covering now.
Because of the extra squad members you have,
Back
because
in.
of the extra and earlier suppression you have,
Here.
they give you more options and they let you build strategies out of those options.
Moving to Overwatch.
And with that, you can do things like play more aggressive strategies than you could in vanilla. At least safely, compared to perhaps being more dangerous in vanilla.
Aye, aye, Commander.
In this case, I've got a lot of flashbangs because Long War grants you those earlier, and it's going to let me be a little more aggressive.
Moving.
Especially if we don't hit that outsider yet.
On the move.
Affirmative.
Now there is, of course, the potential
Copy
for a
that.
third pod of aliens, so we don't want to go too crazy,
Comandante.
but it's looking less and less likely as we continue.
Here in position.
Less and less likely indeed.
Bien.
But that'll do for me right now.
On Overwatch. Roger that.
Roger.
Scanning.
Got my
I'll
eyes
put you
on
in cover and that's it.
Verstanden, Commander. Eyes field, Commander. Moving to Overwatch. What was that?
Well, if the outsider's all that's left, looks like it's going to be fairly textbook, unless me rushing for that meld gets me in trouble. And stranger things have happened.
That's affirmative.
Rushing an outsider is certainly not something unusual to get punished for. But I think I've got control of the situation with my suppressor in range.
Okay. Hostile spotted.
There's that outsider. Do we have anyone in range to flashbang? Not so you'd notice. Not so you'd notice. So we might take a more defensive turn against him. I can move up and suppress as well, but that's a half cover suppression. Cell's actually not that unlikely to be hit by the outsider. And with only 7 health, you know, she could get an unlucky crit. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. So instead, I might
Moving to position.
assume that we've dealt with all the pods and move up to deal with this outsider in short order.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
Es hora de correr.
Get yourself up there, Pete.
Got it. Moving.
Petey girl. Can you get suppression in this heavy
Headed there
cover?
now.
You can, But still, I need my guys in position to actually do something with you. So instead, what I'll probably do is hunker down in these positions. Which is a nice way to keep him pinned without making him go on Overwatch.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Let's see now. I have a defense of 45. Hunkering will double that to 90. Suppressing only reduces his aim by 30. So it's more advantageous to hunker down. Against one enemy, anyway. Against multiple enemies, your cover could get destroyed and hunker down won't give you those advantages. Alright, now does he have covering fire? No, he only has adaptive wound marrow. So we can overwatch him. Get rid of that. Sorry, we can suppress him and get rid of that overwatch. Not overwatch and get rid of the suppression. And now we can move in. We want to get this kill as quickly as possible to secure that meld, so it's going to happen this turn. I'd like to wear him down just a little bit so that Rookie Instincts can claim a kill. Or in fact, Rookies always rank up on UFO missions, so we may as well rank up someone else. Would I like DSM or would I like Merlin? Infantry's always good, you want to get Sentinel. Let's deal a bit of damage with Instinct first.
I'm on the move.
Then finish it with Merlin. Merlin, it's fish in a barrel for you. Set up for you. There you go. 9 crit.
To capture one of these strange aliens. We already know that killing them won't provide anything of use to us.
All mission objectives completed.
By the numbers on this one, again, the alien's not putting up a lot of fight on this one, but I guess you don't go out in your UFO expecting to get shot down and bringing like a bunch of alien marines with you. So just as well for us, we took them unaware, I guess. But with 6 aliens killed, it really is one of the small UFO missions. Anyway, back to base with what we've recovered, which is hopefully... we didn't destroy the UFO too much, so hopefully a lot of nice goods. Potato indeed going into the sickbay for 4 days after that Seeker decided to cheat, but everyone else pretty happy. I'm happy getting another tack, I always like more tacks. And Potato decides she wants to be a support, to heal people through that ridiculous shit that just happened. That or she's so scared she wants to be a back of the liner. Alright, so we've actually got nothing but wrecked shit it seems. But we can sell all that straight away. It's a shame we didn't get, you know, intact stuff. We could have sold for more, but oh well. At least we got a UFO to begin with, and we've got a lot of alloys, which is excellent. I'm looking forward to using those.
I appreciate your efforts
Excuse me,
to
Valen,
support
I'm
the
talking.
research team, Commander. I've already put the new recruits to work in the lab.
I'm looking forward to using those when we get alien materials and etc. done, and we can get some alien armor going. But for now, let me check my base, and then we can move on. So we have another $62 from what we just sold, all that wrecked UFO stuff. What we can do here in our base is hopefully continue rectifying our soldier problem. It's good to get those extra 2 recruits into specialist rank, getting them some classes. But it does mean we're down to 1 rookie left, so we're going to probably hire another 5 or 6 rookies with that money, and then use those rookies on further small UFO missions, have them ready to keep training them up. 27 is not a good number for your roster, particularly not in the 3rd month. Which I believe we're in. Yes, we're in May. I always have to keep checking. So, we definitely want to hire up some troops. Now, I don't believe there's anything else to save my $62 for in the short term. The only thing is advanced beam lasers, which I can sell some stuff for when they come. So let's say we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Sure, let's go out all out and get 6, I guess. May as well, because we're going to need them in the future. And we'll get those new soldiers on the way. Hopefully can train them up soon. And other than that, we're going to continue on. Now, Exalt is going to strike soon too. And that's going to be fun, but for now,
we're tracking
it's all about the aliens.
Abductions via the hologlobe. I've got the coordinates locked in.
Heavy abduction in China, $100. Money and a challenge, both things we like. Alright, let me take a look at my roster. The map says urban close quarters, and the advice given is expect contact shortly after touching down. Of course, if you've been following me for a while, you know that expecting contact shortly after touching down is my middle name, so if you'll give me a second here to throw together a fairly close combat oriented squad, we'll get right into the action, as it were. Alright, well, it's not a type of squad loadout I'm really that used to dealing with, but we've got a kind of a weird roster going on with not optimal choices for each mission. And on an urban close quarters, I'm willing to go a bit more specialized. So we are taking what we've got out of the roster, which is I'm taking 2 assaults. We had plenty of attacks. I've got 2 assaults, 2 infantry. We're going to exploit the laser rifles to their fullest advantage. We've got a gunner and a scout, thank God, and an engineer for once with those double HE grenades. The engineer is going to carry all of the explosive weight in this squad. They're going to be responsible for all of the cover destruction. So with sapper plus HE grenades times 4, they should be quite handy. We've got 2 assaults and the scout with shotguns to exploit the close range nature of the map we should be expecting. And then we have got 2 infantry and the gunner to exploit anything the engineer can blow up in the way of cover, and also to give us some overwatch in case things get hairy. I think with the laser rifles and the really specialized killing power of the squad, we should be able to make our way through this one. It's a bit of a weird squad loadout, but I think it could work quite nicely. I've got a bit of a smoke on volatile there, a couple of medkits. I don't know what to tell you. I think this should work. Let's head out there and let's see what this squad does. Actually, I'm sorry, there's one thing that's really bothering me. Hypergeek and AO have the exact same face. So if you excuse me for a second, I don't usually do this, but I need to differentiate him a little bit. Give him some, where is it? That'll make it a nice color. There, that's more like it. Now they look just different enough. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm ordering you to grow a mustache. Perfect. They still look identical. Let's go on the mission. It'll be fine.
Touching down.
Oh.
We're heading into China for the next operation. We've just received another report of an abduction in progress in a densely populated urban center. If we allow the aliens to succeed, it's going to spread panic throughout the area.
I don't know if I call this close quarters. I guess it is a small map. I guess you can get contact pretty quick off the ramp. But this is certainly much more open plan than I'd take that many assaults for. But that's the risk you take. You don't know exactly what map you're going on, and that's the risk I took. Anyway, I'm sure I can make it work, so come back next time for Operation Brutal Dawn, where the close combat team goes to work in the construction workyard. Until then, have a good one.